Alright, my gooning gunmen, let's welcome back to Drawing from Reference, Building My Visual Library. I don't know if that's actually the title of whatever I make this series, quote unquote series, but yeah, that's basically what it is. Right? I'm drawing from reference and I'm building my visual library. Well, I drew this from reference and then I drew a couple others from reference. If you fucking watched the previous video, you already know, right? And yeah, now I'm mostly going to focus on drawing from memory because based on this orthographic uh, design that I've created over here for the gun, right? And I'm probably just going to break down the parts today to relearn it and from memory more than anything and go from there, right? So, oh, begging for likes and subscribes. You don't even give a shit anymore. Fucking do it or don't. Get the fuck off my channel. Just give me fucking likes and leave. Keep me on the background, draw along, and we'll go from there. But so evidently I'm fucking desperate. But let's just try doing the handle, right? So I want to think about obviously the box that it's in. Wait. Yeah, okay, no, it's more like this. Again, I'm doing this from memory, so is it something like this? Right? This is like the trigger I'm trying to focus on. What happens after that? Then we have so coming down like this. Is that even accurate? Who knows? Doesn't seem accurate to me. Kind of seems a bit jumbled. So what happens after that? Okay, so I think I know where I messed up. Or did I mess up actually? Oh, okay, cool. Because then after this, it's just... There you go. Right? So this is obviously the main thing right here. So I should have probably started here if it's at the top. This kind of makes it seem like it's attached. Right? But there you go. Okay, so I did look at this a little bit, but my memory was correct. I did have it down correctly. And then we just... something like that, right? That's basically the handle, no? This is like that little thing that juts out. It's not really that. Honestly, this specific thing isn't really that important. It's just another shape I'm adding to sort of reinforce what I already know, right? And I did relatively visualize this, so that's good too, right? And then now I want to do the front part, right? Just keep drawing all the different parts until it makes sense. So actually what I want to do is this now, which is... Okay, wait, so something like... So this is 1. We've established that this right here is a 1. It's unit of 1. So this is 1/3. This next one is 1/3 of 1. Right? This next one here is 2 of 1. So this should end right around here. And now this is where we get this thing, which is kind of like that. Right, this little interesting rectangular shape. And then again, always thinking about the grid. Right, this goes along like so. And we have this thing as well over here. Interesting shape here, which this shape I'm going to break down further as well, but it's basically like this. And then we have another rectangle. Maybe I made this a bit too long, because obviously everything's a bit small. But relatively, if this was 1, then I actually did get it pretty decently accurate. Right? Which is... Oh, actually, no, this was supposed to end right here. There you go. And then this... Something like that. Right? That's the top. And I'm doing this off memory, but I know this is accurate for sure. Like, this is definitely accurate. And then that's when we get... This is kind of like a fucking floppy dick. The fuck? Because it's a bit off perspective. And then that's when we get something like... Oh, like this, right? And then this one is half of 1, so it's going like that. Just a bit longer. Right, and then that's when we get... Is that when we get this part? It is, okay. That's when we get... Yes, like I'm still gonna look at the reference a little, obviously. Right. And this going down here, so this is roughly... It's like that. Right? Something like that. Okay. I'm gonna leave it because obviously it's getting small and muddled. I'm gonna rest my brain. But actually what I should do, I see now, is if we're gonna break this up, literally we need to break this and this. These two sections. Once I can draw these two sections independently and then put them together, I think that's when I'll really have a good understanding of this gun design. This is so much easier than the fucking bike, bro. But I can't wait to go back to Crazy Scooter, because that's a whole different beast in and of itself, right? Might as well finish this so I actually can prove to myself that I understand it. Which is something like this. It's just going across like that. Right, there you go. Again, I need to work on proportions, and I keep saying that. I always preface with again, and then I list all the fucking things that I need to work on. That's the bit! That's the biggie bit! Anyways, let me rest my brain. That was a cute burp. That wasn't one of my usual bombastic burps. But honestly, the retention for my videos, or like viewership, is dying down drastically. But I think it makes sense. You get initial exposure, people are like, oh, this is interesting, and then you get tired of the fact that, oh, this guy wasn't lying when he said it would be an art progress channel. It's probably probably fucking very disillusioning for the morons who came to this channel expecting extremely quick progress consistently, right? Instead of realizing it's incremental and there's a lot of ups and downs. This is for the people who will realize that or appreciate that, right? Who understand that art takes a lot of work. It's not just about jerking yourself off, although it can be about jerking yourself off when you get good. So again, this will be my unit of 1. I'm gonna try doing this from memory, right? So this is my unit of 1. If this is 1/3 of this, it's just like roughly this, right? And if that's the case, well, I gotta think about the perspective first. Well, I'll make it, let's make it this way. Right, that means we need something like... It stops halfway roughly because of that, over the box over here. If that's the case, then we have the rectangle thingamajiggy coming so like this. Right, well, this entire thing is 2 of this unit, so we need to make sure it's 1 and then 2. So it extends quite a bit, right? Extends quite a bit. So I actually need to assign numbers to this as well. Maybe this can be a 1/3 as well, right? Overall. just gotta visualize this. It's almost roughly a third. And then we have this thing here, right? Probably should make it a form intersection more than anything. And this thing has, at its halfway point, I believe. Yeah, halfway point, it has the other one. So that is more so like this. Right? The shape, and it's not too big. Again, I'm trying to think about all this. Fucking lot of things to think about. Lots of things to think about. And what else? It's is this the box? It's kind of like, wait, I'm losing my place here. That looks fucking dumb. I think I fucked something up. That's wrong. That's completely wrong, but we'll go with it. And I think I already made this a bit too long. It's difficult. Obviously, it's very difficult. And then yeah, the proportions for these, like fitting it onto this entire thing, is obviously very hard. Right, and then we just have another rectangle here, a rectangular box, right? But the question is, well, if I move it this way, can we see it? What does it look like? It looks okay, but this is definitely not. Like, there's a lot of shit being extended. Yeah, it looks okay. Then again, that is an angle that I've never done before, so it's not bad, right? So let's keep focusing on, let's do another one of these from obviously another difficult angle. This angle I think I like a lot in terms of trying to figure it out. Now, we might even want to do it backwards, right? So something like, I kind of should have made the angle a bit different, but yeah, something like, then like this, maybe? Wait, what would it be like here? Like, right? Because it's resting on this. And then something like that. And then, yeah, we got cool. So this is this one, right? Could have been a bit better. Yeah, and then now if this is 2, this is 1 right here. Like this is the original unit, 1, because it's 2 of 1. And third of that would just be, oh wait, right here. And then the 2 of that, it's gonna be a bit cut off, but it's basically like, there you go. Okay, that's not bad either. That's actually not that bad either, right? Obviously, like, proportions are changing a little bit, and that's something I can work on, right? Because originally it's much longer, but that's something I have to figure out. Something like that, actually. Who knows? But let me rest my brain. Well, it's getting better, that's for sure. I'm already internalizing the shapes a lot better, and that's what's important, because this is supposed to be a gun-looking object with using simplified shapes. We're not thinking about, okay, what does this mean? Like, what is this shape? Like, what is this? We're ignoring all of that, because the artwad, oh shit, it's off center. The artwad method, right, is structuralization. What is it? Oh, yes, structuralization, and then simplification and observation. Like, those two are kind of intertwined, right? So right now we're in the simplification and observation phase, where I'm observing, I'm simplifying it, and then I'm creating my own little version of it, right? My own little version. So, oh god, oh my back, and the crack. But yeah, cool, good shit. And now we'll do the handle. But let me rest my brain first. But yeah, guys, clearly, this is only my second hour going into this, right? Technically, how much time has elapsed? An hour, and like, it's been an hour and 20 minutes total of trying to draw a gun, right? From reference / memory. And this, when you do intentional, right? When you do it intentionally, it works pretty decently, right? And what the fuck did I even write here? I can't read my own fucking handwriting. Too far back. Jesus Christ. What does this say? Too fucking big. Okay, I can read that. But yeah, holy shit. And okay, let's do the let's do the front now. Like this handle section, right? So this handle section, it's gonna be right after these two. So again, I'm gonna use language a lot to try to describe it. Honestly, I can always manipulate it a little by using form intersections, right? Form intersections will make it a lot easier to understand, for my sake, more than anything. So there's that. This is half of one. Yeah, it's half of one. So I'm going to assume one is like this big. We're going to just make this like so. Right? I guess if I'm going to have this be the full sphere, maybe everything should, instead of the way I did it here, right, where I like initially tried cutting it off, everything is just sort of wrapping around the cylinder. Should probably be, maybe that's better. So, okay, from memory, because I'm trying to remember, what do we have here? We have, immediately we have the casing, like the cover, right? So, in perspective, that's something like, is this something like this? I'm just sort of calculating in my head right now. Something like that, right? And then we have, this goes further along, and then we have something like this. And then from the top is where we have the trigger, right? going along this way. And where this meets, okay, clearly this one should also, if it's double, it should be like this, right? Where we have, so if this is half, so we need 4 of those. 1, 2, 4. Okay, it's really far back. So something's going on here then. Okay, I am looking at the reference, or like the thing I made here. So obviously I'll make that be a where. Double, toil and trouble. Something like this. Right? This should be meeting, so it'd be something like that, because it should be meeting that way. Something is off here. If this is the perspective, then it just should be slightly back. And might be a bit too big, actually. But what are you gonna do? Something about the perspective is obviously the main issue. Right? I need to obviously work on having my continuous lines not break. But something went off here. Because it should have... Okay, this is the issue, maybe. I think... Yeah, this should have been much smaller, actually, if that's the case. I made this way too big. Right, because if it came down here, and then I could have made this smaller, and then everything would have been aligned. So maybe the issue is the handle itself was a bit too small. Right? Yeah, a bit too small. And obviously I think this is completely off perspective. Yeah, now that I look at it, it's completely off perspective. So again, proportions, important things to think about, right? This is too big in relation to that, right? That's just gonna confuse me. Get rid of that fucking note. Okay, let me rest my brain. I think the most important thing, more than anything, is not to have such an accurate one-to-one like proportions and measuring, but just to be able to... Wait, hold up, 1 second. Oh, there you go. But just be able to yeah, the most important thing isn't to have a one-to-one representation of the proportions I've created, but more of a ability to fit things appropriately within the spacing that I make, right? So, for example, I could have made this work. Even if this handlebar was too big, I literally could have just stopped this here instead, right? And still, you know, this would have been a bit larger, but then we would have had something that's a lot cleaner. You know, this didn't have to go so far back. I could have made adjustments to make it make sense, you know? So I think that's the most important thing more than anything, right? So let's try again, but from a more difficult angle now. I like this angle because this angle is actually very hard. Like my cock! Sorry, it's a nervous tick, but yeah, let me just, before I get any more nervous, let me continue onwards. Should I mid-roll? Fucking, I can't mid-roll ads yet. Let me resume mid-rolling, begging for likes and subscribes. Yeah, please like, subscribe. Wow, my begging is so it's so fucking there's no energy behind it. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Not because I don't want likes and subscriptions, but because if my heart isn't in it, then am I rarely getting the audience that I want? Right? These people want me to fucking jizz all over the floor when I'm asking for that shit. Hey guys, make sure to be part of the Biggie fam and like, subscribe. Like, they want that type of shit, right? And if I can't do that right now, like, I'm not gonna do that right now. You know what I'm saying? So, Ebonics aside, let me just, I mean, that was just an accent. But let me just doopy 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 doopy. Let's see. Okay. I already fucked this up because I was distracted by my own joke. This angle is very difficult. And I'm gonna do it again because I've already kind of not only fucked it up, I made it so it's gonna overlap with this, so we need to focus on that as well. So let's do something like this instead. Well, to be honest, if I make this rounded like I did here, it might affect maybe this shape. I don't know. Let's see. I have the fucking Harry Potter thing stuck in my head. Double, double, toil and trouble. I don't know why, but it's literally stuck in my head right now. Okay, that's a bit off. And this is huge. So we're just gonna make this half. Right? I'm still trying to figure out the shapes for this, of course. So there's this. This isn't gonna work. I'm making it too big. There's not enough space. I'm gonna try again. But first I need to establish whether I do want it to be like this. Right? Do we want it to be the circle and then this thing's just jutting out like so? Right? That way everything is just gonna follow that, right? Like, is that what we want? Something like this? Or do we want it where it's actually curving along the circle? Let's look at the reference. You know, the actual reference. With the actual reference, it seems it is actually sort of bending along to that. But there's like attachments and shit. In the actual reference, there's like other things. There's like little fucking boxes in between and shit. So we can ignore that for the time being. Because it's attachments, it's a hinge, or not a hinge, but yeah, it is attached in a hinge-like shape, this thing, right? So, I mean, I can just forget about all of that for the time being. Okay, the trigger is very tiny now that I look at it. My triggers have been very big, so that's something I have to keep in mind. So the trigger is actually very fucking small, so like this is not cutting it. This is not cutting it at all, right? And this shape's actually much longer. Okay, I think I know where I fucked up. Well, again, I need to follow this more, right? So let's do that one more time. I guess it can be something like this instead, right? It's just the bottom, like the very bottom of it is attached, which is technically what's happening, right? And then I'm trying to think about the perspective. Okay, that's off. Very clearly now that's off. But whatever, we can work on that. This is also off. So, and this is much longer. Because this is half of 1, right? Cool. And now the trigger is very small in comparison. Okay, so that's better. That's a bit more accurate. This angle is very difficult, right? Because now we got this, bringing it down. It's much longer. Can't even see that properly anymore, probably. Right, if that's the case, then it should be something more like that, right? Still a lot of issues here, actually. Yeah, that doesn't really work, does it? Oh fuck, why am I sniffling so much? Oh god. Yesterday's cocaine binge gone wrong. Or gone right, depending on how you look at it, right? Maybe I'm just fiending. Okay, yeah, this shape is clearly something that needs a bit more work, right? We can try it again, maybe in a bit more. Yeah, we can do it here. Okay, so that means something like that. This is much longer. I gotta keep visualizing this to the best of my ability, right? Then this is like a really tiny trigger. It's much smaller, right? Something like that. And now it's this ratio right here that needs work. And this goes back as well. So clearly I have an issue with making this too big. Right, yeah, like the handle is too big. So how can we fix that? Because clearly I have this down a lot better. but we do want the handle to be accurate as well, right? We want the ratio between the handle. So what can I focus on here that is going to be like beneficial towards making this it just needs to be slightly thinner. So what is going on? What am I doing wrong? I'm trying to think. Yeah, we can fix this or finish this off however we see fit. My lines are still very shaky. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not. So it is what it is, right? But this is just like a chunky monkey. But how long has it been? See, it's already been fucking 35 minutes of this bullshit. Let's try again over here, right? Right, so this is long, relatively. And now we just need to figure out what everything else is like. Oh, so is this like that? Then we have something like this. Is that what it is? Because then we can do something like, oh, okay, yeah, so that distance is a bit better. Yeah, and then we can do something like, right? That's a bit better. Something like that, I guess. It's no, still too thick. Still way too thick. Let's try again. Maybe we can start from the back. Right, so something like, right. Would that work? Because we can just maybe adjust it like so. No, that's incorrect. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here. What is going on? Interesting. Maybe I just need to break down this shape over here, right? So just... I see. So it's more like this. I don't fucking know. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing anymore. I'm losing sight of everything. Okay, let's just finish this off for the sake of finishing it off. Right. That just doesn't make sense. Whatever. That doesn't, whatever, leave it. The struggle is real. Let's try this again. Let's really focus. Okay. So we got I need to honestly visualize the entire thing as I go about this. It's gonna be very difficult, but very necessary. Right. So there's that, and then right here, this happens. And we got something like this. Okay, and that's the shape of the bottom piece. Oh, okay, yep. What the fuck am I doing? I think I'm... Oh, okay, I know what mistake I've been making. I've been trying to make this, and anybody who's watching probably noticed, but I've been trying to make this specific section the same size as this entire top section. But it's not. This entire thing is the size of this entire top section. I'm a fucking moron. Holy shit. That makes a lot more sense. Holy shit, bro. Okay, we're Gucci. We're chilling. I actually do understand it. I just had my proportions wrong, which is why needing to learn proportions is so important for me. There you go. That makes a lot more sense. A lot more sense. Holy shit, let me rest my brain. That makes a lot more sense. I'm just a fucking idiot because I'm learning and we're all on this journey together. So, let me rest my brain. Okay. Now that I'm done diddling myself, let's get back to it. How much time do we have left? Okay, we have 18 minutes left, roughly. I should probably draw one more thing here to fill in this blank space. So let's do it. Might as well just let's do it this upside down. I haven't done this upside down yet, so cool. Okay. It's too big. Like way too big. But it's okay. It's always gonna try to keep the perspective in mind. It's a bit off as well. But now we can do this back part right here. Make it go like down there. Bring it inwards and bring it back. Like so. There you go, see? It's not perfect, but as you can see, look at that. That's already so much better in terms of like proportions. It's still wonky, don't get me wrong, but just it's not super thick anymore, right? It's roughly the same thickness as this. It's supposed to be actually a bit thicker, and this is supposed to be a bit thinner. So I should actually probably make this a bit thinner. Yeah, I made it a bit too thick for the time being. This should be a bit thinner. Yeah, okay. Okay, cool. Turn the page. Let's draw some more gun parts. Right? Well, let's actually just try drawing the entire thing now. So it's gonna be very difficult because obviously I have to think about it all. But make this the unit of 1. Already fucked up the perspective a little, so this is 1/3. Right? And then this is this one right here with the double one. Now that we've established that this one basically starts like that, and then the biggest thing for me, honestly, is just keeping the perspective in mind. Because something like that. I think it's a bit off, actually. I think I fucked something up here. But it's okay. So we've established that now. So now we just need, what is it? The rectangular shape, which is... well, I actually kind of fucked that up, so it's supposed to be more like that. But it's going down, and then like this. Right? Something like that. And then we have your boy, this little curved one, which again, I'm always trying to keep this perspective in mind. Right, we go halfway roughly, and then this thing pops up, which is this. Right. And this thing doesn't have to be too big. You know? That makes sense to me. And then we have... Let's see. Is this already double? Double, double, toil and trouble. That's probably why it got stuck in my head. And then we have... Okay, let's really keep the perspective in mind. Something like that. This rectangular shape. Cool. Go. Then this comes out, right? Not perfect. I actually think I fucked up the perspective quite a bit, but we've established that, and this kind of stops right around here, I believe. Yeah, it stops right around here. Okay, and then we have what? What else do we have? Okay, now we have the actual gun itself. Because this is gonna be like... Okay, what is the perspective here? Well, I've already kind of fucked up the perspective. This going one way, this going another way, but generally... something like this. Right? bring this across. Something like that. And now we can actually do something like this, right? Because now this is the perspective, so it's going to be slightly off. It's going to be like so. And there you go. We have our gun. This back part is still very convoluted, and obviously I am still working on the attachments. Why does it look worse? But again, this was actually pretty difficult perspective. Let us not judge ourselves. Right? So this is the big issue right here. Perspective very off here. Because I started this, and this is going with it. But this is completely, like this entire section I did off. Which is on me. I didn't zoom out. Biggest thing is to zoom out. And, you know, Tyrion, Holtet, your boy Broken Draw. I know his name because it's on his Instagram, by the way. I'm not fucking stalking or anything. Although I wish I could. But he says the biggest thing, and like he's also said the same thing, which is the most difficult thing is to zoom out whilst you draw, right? And that is very true. It's very true. But yeah. Okay. Not bad. I'm gonna rest my brain. And then we're gonna do another one. Obviously. But it's good. I'm slowly starting to get it down, I think. Right? At some points better, more than other points, but always trying. So that's all that matters. I wonder how much more battery my mic has. I think it has one more session today, and then I'm gonna charge it, but I'm not too sure. I need to keep a fucking tracker of, because it roughly lasts 6 hours now, which is already false advertising because these pieces of shit advertise it as 9 hours, but it is what it is. All right, another difficult angle. Let's go. Okay, I need to establish the perspective grid in my mind. That's the biggest thing. I'm actually losing sight of the perspective grid, which is the most important thing. As long as I have that in my mind, it's really hard to fuck up. Okay. Okay, because this is going around and it's coming out like that. So we'll just see a little part of this. Taking my time is obviously the most important thing, more than anything, right? But this is half. But yeah, again, as always, I gotta keep the perspective in mind. In mind. Yeah, that's what you'd see, I believe. Yeah, this semicircle is looking a bit off, but it's okay. And what else? So we got this rectangle, right? Okay, let's keep it consistent. Why don't we? It's going around and it's coming out like that. Yeah, I need to go slower. Like, really keep the perspective in mind. That's the most important thing at all times. I've been doing it kind of intuitively, but as we know, intuition is for pussies. So, and then again, right. And now this comes across like so. And right around halfway point, we have again this thing. Yeah, trying to keep the perspective in mind as much as possible. The shape is still very interesting because it's what is it exactly? Something like that. Probably a bit off, but we'll keep it for the time being. Right, and then this obviously ends right here. Okay. And then we have the back end, right? Which is this shit. It's a bit too large, but it is what it is. Okay, so now we have what? I need to be able to visualize this. So it is something like that. Right? Over here. Something like this. We want it to be it's connected here, then it's a bit off, but it's okay. So same thing, it's coming down this way. Right, basically a bent box, if you want to look at it that way. Cool. You see the difference when you take your time? It actually starts to make a bit more sense. Now, if that's the perspective, then this is just slightly off. Okay, so we've established this. This is a bit too wide at the end, I'm well aware. Actually, there you go. There you go. That's a bit better. I forgot that this was larger. And now we have something like is it back? It is back. So this should be there you go. Cool. Roughly, right? And then we can just have there you go. Damn. Pretty proper, I'd like to say. Right? It looks like a gun. Nice. I'm sure there's issues, as there always will be, but yeah, I really took my time with that one, and I think that's the most important thing, right? With the others, I feel as if I did not visualize the grid. This is a huge difference between visualizing the grid and not, right? At least when it comes to consistently trying to do it. Now with this one, I really do see the grid, and I think with the others going forward, I need to think about more the difficult angles and visualize those as well, because that's really what the basis of all of this is. Oh, I know, I forgot the fucking one. Yeah, this is a bit too small because I forgot this back rectangle here. So that's something to keep in mind, right? Maybe to add a little bit of contrast. But you see how I only use simple shapes to create this? And just like that, looks much better already. See? So, good shit, good shit. It's already been an hour, but I don't think there's anything stopping me from doing one more, right? Might as well go for another 10 minutes. So let me rest my brain, and then we'll end it off on one more gun. Oh, I just thought of a fucking hilarious thumbnail. Fuck, I need to write that down. Let me actually just write it down on the back. I'm not even gonna say it. You guys can't read my handwriting. Bad. There you go. Okay. Yeah, nobody's gonna understand that except me. And then I could do this as well. Yeah, there you go. Nobody's gonna understand that except me. All right, let's do one more gun, and then we'll get on with it. As in, I'll leave, and so will you. But you will like and subscribe before you leave, right? Okay, let's do a really fooky angle, right? Because these are all pretty simple angles. Let's be honest. We need it to be a bit more fucked. Yeah, this is a bit different from the reference. The handle is still too big. But hey, if I was going for technical accuracy, I would have been an atelier, right? Atelier. That's an educational. What is it? Academic. They have a much more academic approach, but it's also confusing because I think the Russian academic approach is this, like fundamentals and form, but maybe the American academic approach is more still life, proportions, right? Using grids, but in a different manner. I actually have no idea. I literally don't know what the fuck I'm saying. Right, this is just based on random shit I've seen and things I believe immediately without a second thought. So that's why we use. I was gonna make a dumb joke. I'm not gonna say anymore. I don't even know. It wasn't gonna go anywhere. I was gonna be like, that's why we don't use second thoughts. We used multiple, but that doesn't even make sense. And now you're also confused me. Like, what the fuck is this guy saying? Hoi 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 hoi. Okay, what angle should I do? Because this is simple. We need something more skewed. I'm trying to think. Oh, that would be pretty difficult. So, why don't we start from the back, actually? Yeah, this is actually a very difficult angle for me to even visualize. So I really gotta... There you go. Now that I've established that, something like this. I don't know. Let's figure this out as I go along. Maybe this doesn't even make sense anymore. But I'm gonna do my best to keep everything in mind, of course. Right, because that's how we learn. Yeah, as you can see, I'm probably, hopefully you can notice that I'm doing it backwards, right, from the back. Because it's always good to do a doggy every now and then. Okay. Hopefully I'm not losing the perspective too much. I don't know what I did here, but we might just have to ignore it a little bit. What else? And then we got, oh yeah, this. I do a weird thing where I literally like twist my neck when I'm fucking drawing if the angle is difficult. So that's something else I shouldn't do. Because I'm just asking to get my fucking, like a tweak or some shit. Okay, I think this is okay. Wait, this could have been thinner, but it's whatever. This is gonna be very messy, but you know, it's what it is. Okay, so that's this shape. And I just gotta figure something out right now. Which is what happens here. Oh, I think it ends here, right? So we can do something like that. Actually, it's a bit off perspective, but it's okay. If this is 1, 2, then this is 1, then we got third. Third is like this big. I'm gonna try my best not to murmur while I talk, of course, but I am really focusing on keeping this grid in mind to the best of my ability. Of course, it's always to the best of my ability. Right, and then okay, we got this thing. So what would that look like? Because it's over here. It's like that. And now this is where we get a little bit freaky. Yep, see, it ended up being a bit too small. But that's how we learn, right? So like the bottom should have been seen there. Actually, should have accounted for that, but it's okay. And then we got something like if that's how thin it is, then this should actually be that thin as well. Same with this. Okay, it's okay. I mean, There are issues, of course, because I did lose the perspective at the end a little, but this was a difficult angle, so I'm not gonna crab out too much. Oh wait, fuck, I ended up following this thing. Whatever, leave it. But yeah, it was difficult, which is good. Like, I really did try to keep some things in mind, but I'd lost, like, this should have seen the bottom of this, should have been attached a bit better, right? Like, this was a bit fucky, right? Like, I don't know what the hell I did here. Should have been more like, I don't know what I did there, but overall, not bad. Not exactly the perspective I was going for. I actually wanted to be way more skewed, like this. So obviously a huge difference, right? In fact, this is actually probably off, because I think this is correct in the sense that I had that general perspective, but kind of fucked it up a little. Or by a little, I mean a lot. But hey, this is how we learn, right? So getting better. Oh wait, I should probably just connect this. I don't know, something like that. But either way, yeah, good session. Okay, an hour and 11 minutes. Cool. Okay, anyways, as always, wait, beg for likes and subscribes. Yes. Just don't have the heart in me today. Just fucking do it or don't. Seriously, get the fuck out of my channel after you watch the entire thing, or keep it on the background while you draw along, because the background music is very catchy. But yeah, as always, fuck you for watching. Keep drawing, and please give me money. Thank you.